Hello and welcome again to Bad Takeout, a podcast where two guys talk about absolutely everything and have absolutely no bearing or backing to anything they're saying. Jeremy Tomenberg here and Kevin Crowley.
Hi, Jeremy.
How you doing, buddy?
What's up, people? How we doing out there?
They don't respond, but I think they're doing good.
I would hope
I'm
so.
feeling good.
Sure.
It's another day, another dollar,
Well,
and
yeah.
another podcast for everyone to hear.
Episode 9.
We're doing pretty good.
We got 9.
We haven't done anything 9 weeks in a row,
No.
creatively, and kept it going.
No.
So this is like a big. If we were like in a 12-step program, this would be like.
We'd be like right at the point where we'd be like shaking, I think. Because, I mean, 9, it's 9, but it's not 9.
Would we get a chip yet or no?
No.
You go a long time.
9
for it.
weeks, that's what, like 3 months? No, I don't think you get a chip for 3 months.
Really?
I don't know. I don't really know much about 12-step programs. Actually, well, only what I've read and been forced to go by court.
I am an avid internet doctor. I love to go on WebMD and figure things out. I can do that, no problem. Mm-hmm. You know, go on there, figure out what's wrong with me. I'm a doctor. There's no reason why I can't figure things out.
Double-edged sword, though, because, you can come in out of that with, a bum ankle, and it turns into, tuberculosis. So, I try to avoid WebMD. I'm a hypochondriac as it is.
Certain times, if it's, serious, if, something's really wrong, I won't look at WebMD. If I know it's probably nothing, I look. But if something's, wrong, and I'm like, if I look and it tells me something bad, I might freak out. So then I don't look. But if it's, something minor, oh, yeah, straight to the internet. What's wrong with me? Whatever it says to do, I usually do.
You don't need insurance. You can just kind of go and diagnose yourself.
Internet doesn't ask for insurance.
No.
So it works.
Everything else, though, but not insurance.
Coachella round 2. I know it's a crazy segue, but I haven't seen it. We kind of only talk now. We save everything for the podcast.
Yeah.
We kind of don't even hang out that much.
We're breaking up,
Yeah.
sort of. We're
We
keeping
only
it
get-
on a professional level.
Yeah.
It's not personal.
But you went to Coachella, right?
I did, yeah.
Same
Second week.
bullshit, different week? Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was the second weekend, and I saw a couple famous people coming through the tent. And I've worked enough
What
shows.
famous people did you see?
Pretty big. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, go ahead. Okay, pretty big?
Pretty big.
On movie or TV or music?
Movie.
George Clooney.
No.
Brad Pitt.
No. It's been around for a while.
Red Buttons.
I think. His ghost was there. I'm sure the spirit. All right, it's enough.
Harrison Ford.
No. All right, he was in a bunch of action movies in the 80s.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw Arnie?
I did. He was
Really?
he was walking around like he was.
Short fuck, right?
He is not. I think I'm
You're
taller.
Yeah, I'm about as tall as Arnold
a little
Schwarzenegger.
fella.
We worked with him one time, and I got to meet him, and yeah, short guy.
I was surprised.
Where was he at, the VIP tent?
Yeah, we were back in the chef's tent.
What
'cause
the
I
hell
was
is
the
he
chef's
doing?
assistant.
What's he doing?
Make it fucking LA, man. He's just making an appearance, I guess.
Was he with anybody?
A manager and a big ass security guy. It's kind of.
So it doesn't seem like very much fun.
I don't think he can have a lot of fun.
Do you think that the infamous child was there with the?
No, he
with
was
the-
working the next 10 over, actually.
Oh,
Ugh.
nice, horrible joke.
Yeah, I made that to him. He didn't appreciate it.
He
But
beat the shit out of you.
And even a bigger get for me, because I'm kind of a big music fan. I'm sure as a lot of us are. But I met Rick Rubin.
You met Rick Rubin.
Rick Rubin. It's kind of a tongue twister.
Big guy, right, with a big beard.
Yeah, yeah. He started Def Jam Records with
Oh,
Russell
yeah, of
Simmons,
course.
and he produced the Beastie Boys and Chili Peppers and Johnny Cash.
And now everybody.
Yeah.
And now everyone wants to.
And
work
he's
with him.
like that. I was a big deal. I
He
was holy
runs.
shit.
He runs something now. He's the new guy in charge at a big record label. He took over a new job. He took over as CEO or something big.
Yeah.
He took on a new job.
I know he's got American Records. That's his label.
But now he runs another one. He's or it's a consultant or he does something.
Well, he's the shit. I mean, as a producer, all the stuff that he does is.
You get to talk to him?
I just kind of told him, I'm like, hey man, I'm a huge admirer, big fan of all your stuff. I love the Johnny Cash stuff, and he was like, oh, thanks, dude.
And that was it.
And that was it. That's all I needed.
It's all you needed.
But I kind of still feel like a douche when I even
Well, you are, but it's not. But it's a cool thing. What are you gonna do?
When's the next time I'm gonna do that?
Certain people you have to go up to.
Yeah.
You make it a point.
Yeah, but it was good. Second week, I drove in Saturday, and I was gonna go to the festival, and there's one band I wanted to see. The lineup again wasn't really that impressive to me.
It's the same lineup.
Yeah, same lineup as last week.
Yeah.
So I get to my hotel, and I'm just kind of bullshitting around, and there's a casino right down the street.
So I'm suppa now. No dice though. We're in California.
No
dice.
So I played for the first and only time California Craps.
Oh shit! I've been waiting to hear about this garbage.
It is terrible.
I've never played. Tell me everything. Even if the people out there that listen to this don't want to hear about our gambling addiction, I want to hear. So what's California Craps?
So in California, you can't have dice that it resolves the game or whatever.
It's something. Yeah, there's no dice tables in California.
Stupid. But every time I go to Vegas, I always hit.
Kidding me?
I retired from blackjack.
No. Me and you, we can run a dice table if we're lucky.
Not actually. That's not true at all. I mean,
we've done good.
I usually the last couple of times I've gone, I've made money playing craps, but I am the cooler when I'm tossing.
We've had some good runs.
Once or twice.
We've had some good runs.
Yeah. But craps is the shit. I mean, like...
There's no game better in a casino, in my opinion.
If you get a hot table, you're slapping hands, you're making, like, racist
screaming,
jokes.
yelling.
It's awesome.
I don't know about the racist jokes, but...
Yeah, like black dudes like, oh...
Where were we? Where me and you were getting... I was getting my balls busted for being a Jew. It was me and you together.
Oh, yeah.
We were in Vegas, and we were all having a good time.
At a hot table.
And Jew jokes were flying.
Yeah, I think it was actually the dealer.
The dealer made a Jew joke.
It was a really, like, kind of off-color but hilarious Jew joke.
I don't mind a funny joke.
And I'm like, pay me out, man. That's hysterical. High five.
But yeah, go ahead.
All right, so California Craps, they get 2 decks, and it's ace to king. And,
on both sides.
Yeah, so you have the same probability, apparently, as dice. So it's 2. And the dealer is just drawing cards. So you're not involved at all. All you're doing is losing money. Like, it's all the same bets. You can bet all the hard ways. So obviously you get a 4 black suit and a 4 red suit.
So every time they turn the 2 cards, you have to wait and see who gets paid. It's just
it moves kind of quick.
Okay.
But it's miserable. I mean, like, you don't touch dice. You're not.
Do the numbers come up? Like, do you see 6 and 8s more often?
I saw a lot of 7s, motherfuckers.
See, that's the problem.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm convinced that there's got to be more cards in there than there's supposed to be.
And and the whole time I'm telling the table, the guys who are working the table, I'm like, you guys are killing my love of craps with this horse shit.
And they said nothing. They just said, "Yeah."
No, they were like, "Yeah, we know. It's for the senior citizens."
I wonder what's that about? That they just can't get what's the problem? They have, there's no roulette either. It's the same theory.
Yeah, they have card roulette, which I don't even want to even believe. Start to think of.
Whoever invented California Craps is a giant asshole.
Well, he's making money. Like, and the casino's always making money. But
that's the thing. They're always making money. So I wonder what it is. Do you have any idea why we can't have dice in California?
California's lame. I guess
that's a reasonable argument.
In terms of gaming, it's pretty lame.
I used to play poker a lot. That was my thing for a good couple years. I've always played dice since I was. There's a great story. We don't got to get into the whole thing, but when I was a young lad, I was 17 on a cruise with my parents and my whole family, and it was 18 to gamble. But I looked like an adult back then. I was a big kid, so I used to be able to come in the casino.
Goatee and
I had a goatee and everything. And I was able to go in the casino and play. And I one day learned how to play craps. That's when I learned. My dad taught me a little bit, and then I sat in the casino for a good, 5 hours and just talked to the dealers and learned how to play. That night, first night, won like $1,000.
Damn.
Second night, won like $1,000. I kept winning. They were going up to my dad on like the decks, and they're like, your son's in a casino, and he's like killing it right now. And so it was a whole thing. Got into fights because I was being in the casino too much. I was literally spending like days in the casino. It was a whole thing. But my first time at it, I killed it, and that was an addiction ever since then. 17, I'm 32 fun. Now. Love craps.
I'm a shitty blackjack player. So
Blackjack,
yeah.
Sorry, I'm just busting.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, you gotta be tired.
A lot of sun.
Did you clean your car real quick? Did we get this out of the way?
I did. I kept all the windows open because I'm sorry.
God.
Closed.
Oh shit, Christ,
dude! Really, I am. It's difficult to like
operate after all this.
Not even that. Like, I left LA without my phone charger.
Oh, this is great. Oh, fuck me.
And I brought 2 because I got an iPhone 5, so they changed the charger just to be dicks, just to like throw it in your face.
Right.
And so I had 2 of my old ones, for like my iPad and my iPod and all that shit, and none for my. So I was gonna take some pictures and post it on.
So you left on Saturday morning,
Left on Saturday morning, afternoon.
and you had no phone charger. No one there had an iPhone 5
No,
charger?
surprised.
What are you bullshit? These hipsters have got to have.
You know, you only ask the people you're around. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
All right, so
That
the-
and I forgot underwear.
So you had to go commando the whole weekend or the whole
fuck
for
that,
one
no. Are
night?
you kidding me? In 100-degree desert heat, that would have been
you would
a
have
death
bat
sentence.
wings like no one.
Oh, terrible.
You would have been bat winged up and by 11
Saltwater
o'clock.
taffy.
Ugh.
Just bad. So yeah, I had to stop at Target.
Here we go.
And-
Oh, it's not bad. Yeah,
Yeah.
Target's fine. Okay.
Yeah, so I was looking for like mom and pop secondhand drawers or something like that, but so Target, and I get some underwear and some other shit that I need.
Why don't you buy an iPhone 5 charger there?
Oh, because I already have 2 of them. I'm not gonna
So
pay
on
for
principle,
being a dumbass.
no, I appreciate that, and I like that. You did not just
No.
buy your new one. I like that about
Well,
you.
no, it's-
you
you-
punished yourself.
Thank you. That's it.
Yeah, I dig that. I do the same thing myself. I've been
So
doing-
I get my drawers and I get all my other stuff, and as I'm getting a size medium underwear,
boys or men's?
young adult.
Because you're a little feller for our listeners.
Right. Well, if you don't know, yeah, I'm about Arnold Schwarzenegger size.
You're not like you're just a little guy.
No, they're smaller. It always makes me like I always feel bad for the guy who's shorter than me. Because
you know you're short.
Because I'm not big, but if I see someone, I'm like, what up, like shrimp?
I feel the same way because I'm not much taller than you.
Right.
I'm just having to be fatter than you.
A little bit.
So I look bigger, And when I see a shorter person, I kind of get like a little, look at that guy. He's a little,
Like I'm the best person to sit in back of at a movie theater.
oh yeah, you can't see shit over you.
Yeah, exactly. You can
I
see
mean,
the
you can.
whole thing.
You can see the whole thing. I mean, you don't block nothing.
And I would think it would be easier. I mean, I'd rather be my size than like 6'8" or so, because that shit's just awkward. Like you're like almost freak. It's just too big.
Too big for a movie theater.
Yeah, exactly.
There should be a height limit.
If you have to duck into every doorway, that can't be a fun way to go about it.
Oh no, it can't be. Bang your head a lot.
So this is some riveting chatter here.
What are you gonna do?
It's been a slow news
It's a
week.
slow news week. Everybody caught the bomber.
Yeah,
They got that son of a bitch. Killed one. Got the other one.
and that, let me tell you, that's like my favorite. It's like a terrible story, like people,
Of course.
4 people are dead, but that was the most exciting news story that I can remember in the last
Well, I
couple-
mean, it was one of the biggest attacks since 9/11.
Yeah, because I think the last one we did, it had just happened, so we didn't have any information on it. We're like, fuck, 3 people were killed, and it was the beginning of right after the bombing. But from last Monday, crazy shit has gone on.
Oh yeah, there was the MIT shooting which ended up turning out to be the crazy fucks. Then there was the shootout. Then the brother ran over his brother.
Fucking Fredo. He's just
obviously this kid's
Yeah,
Fredo.
I mean,
Looks like
and I mean
they're dropping grenades out of the car.
it was Grand Theft Auto. They had 5 stars.
Well, I'm not listening to much. I hate when they start telling you all the tweets, but I guess at one point, the youngest brother, the little shit, he did say he tweeted or he Facebooked, he said some shit like, "I know how to get rid of a dead body now because thanks to Breaking Bad."
What an asshole.
Clearly he's been watching and playing games and
And everyone's like, oh, I never want to remember the names of the people. We should remember the victims, and which is fine because
I'm not gonna remember their names because I can't fucking say them.
There's too many Z's, asshole.
Yeah.
If you have a Z, like more than one Z in your whole entire name, fuck you.
You can't
You're not
say
gonna belong in my vocabulary, let alone memory.
I couldn't. Yeah, it's a lot of Z's.
But it's, really crazy stuff, man. And I watched the news the whole, the whole time.
Oh yeah, we
through.
were watching. I was watching the whole tape through. I was one of those people. I wanted to know.
I think
I stayed at work a couple nights. The night they got him, the Friday night, I stayed at work until it was over because I wanted to see.
I got home from work that day and they had already caught him, and I was like, shit, I missed the end of the movie. How's it gonna end? But apparently, all this new information's coming out, and he's all fucked up.
His throat's cut.
This is all stuff.
I was hearsay. What the fuck do I know? But his throat's cut. He's got a wound on his stomach.
And they said that it was he tried to self-inflict, shoot himself, and that's where he shot himself in the neck.
And he missed.
Yeah,
Fredo.
He fucking Fredo'd it.
Anthony Soprano.
Yeah, exactly.
He jumped off the thing and didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, but look, but it's.
Am I right though? Can we step back a couple years? AJ Soprano was clearly supposed to be Fredo.
Oh yeah,
the whole time, right?
Yeah, I would
He's
think so.
Fredo.
Yeah.
Like he just doesn't know what the.
There always has to be that bungling. I mean, Christopher was kind of afraid.
No,
also,
Christopher
but he had
was
his shit
smart
together.
though. Christopher was smart though. He knew how to do business.
Right.
Fredo, if Anthony Jr. is Fredo.
But I think Tony was kind of like a dickhead too when he was AJ's age.
No, but he was smart though.
Right.
He was smart. He knew what he was doing.
AJ was pretty dumb.
Dude, we could have a whole podcast just on the dumb things AJ did. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if everyone listens to Sopranos as much as or watches Sopranos.
See now, and I haven't seen it in a bit. Like that's one of those shows that you start from the beginning and like watch over again.
Oh yeah, I've done it 5 times.
Really?
It
holds up, right?
I have definitely seen The Sopranos all the way through, at least 4 times. I watched it 2 times on my own, right when I got the DVDs. I've watched it with my girlfriend once all the way through. And then I think like one other time I've probably done it. Like
I think I'm probably up to like maybe 2.5 or so.
Sopranos might be like we can get into our TV bit here because we just flow good. We move from the thing to the thing to the thing. We just go. It's free floating hostility.
It is.
It's wonderful.
We're dangerous.
We're dangerous.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
We're dangerous as a mic.
No, I wouldn't say that either.
Yeah, no. Anyways, but one of my favorite shows of all time, hands down, I love Lucy, Seinfeld, is Sopranos. It does it for me.
I remember the first time I saw it, I was in college and I'd heard about it, and like my house never had HBO when I was growing up.
Right.
And obviously when I was a freshman in college, I don't have HBO in my dorm room. But my buddy who I met through class had like the first season and a half. No, I'm sorry, he had like the end of season 2. So I watched like the last like 3 episodes of it, and it was when Pussy got killed. So I only watched that was my introduction.
Those are great episodes,
and I'm like, I gotta watch the rest. And like the test dream he has, like that crazy dream
with the bugs crawling on the hair.
Well, no, that's
a different. That's a different car, in the car though.
That was with Tony B. That was his dream for that. But this is the dream when he eat the bad Indian food.
Oh,
and
yes,
it's the talking fish, and he's out on the boardwalk, and he dumps some gasoline on himself.
It's what he makes him realize that Pussy's a rat, and he goes to Pussy's house all fucked up.
Like, I'd never seen a show like that before. Like,
I got to see it. I was lucky because it replaced the Tenacious D show. That's why I knew about it, because I had watched that Tenacious D show, and this was well before like the guide and all that. You just had to know what was on and what time it was on.
And there was like one HBO channel.
Yeah, so you had to know what time your program was on. So I went to watch the Tenacious D show, and it wasn't on anymore, and it was the Sopranos show.
Guy sitting in a psychiatrist's office.
Yeah, and I'm watching it. I watch it, and I ran as soon as it ended. I remember running upstairs. I'm like, "There's a Goodfellas TV show. There's a Goodfellas TV show," because the first episode is like straight out of Goodfellas.
Yeah.
It might as well be.
It's got the voiceover in it.
It's got the music, the whole thing, bum bum bum. It's got everything. And I was like, there's a Goodfellas TV show, and I was hooked from the start, from the first episode. I was like, this is it.
Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, I remember watching it, and then Sunday nights, that was like the first time like we got together Sunday nights with all your buddies, and you watch a show.
It's crazy to think it was on in 1999, right? It started
15
when I graduated high school, and it didn't end until I was living in Hollywood, because Dennett, my buddy Detroit D, and a bunch of people came over for the last episode. That's a long time for a show to be on. Wow.
And I guess people watch like MASH and Dallas and shit like that. But,
you know how I feel about Dallas. We've talked about it.
But I never watched the show really like, oh my God, like I got to see what happens next.
Well, think about how many shows we do that now. Game of Thrones, Mad Men,
awesome.
Breaking Bad. Those are good shows.
Yeah, for sure.
I Lost. Don't even get me started on Lost.
Yeah, I was late to the party with Lost too. Like,
I was late to the party on Lost. I happened to catch it. ABC ran the pilot like well after the first season aired,
which is like the best pilot maybe in the history.
Oh
of
my
TV.
God! I saw the 2 episodes of the pilot. And I was like, "What the? How did the Geek of Geeks miss this show?" And I was hooked. I mean, I have Lost props in the house now. I'm addicted. I went to a fucking Lost auction.
Your sheep.
No one would come with me. None of my friends would come with me. I bought the ticket by myself. Went there with the Howard in my ear.
No, it's good stuff. It's another show that I watched like pretty like flew through it.
You did watch Lost?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't think you watched Lost.
No.
I didn't know that about you.
Now you know. It doesn't change anything.
I feel different about you.
A little bit.
What's your favorite show of all time?
I really like Mad Men. I think that's...
You think it's your favorite show of all time?
Possibly. I think it's pretty fucking good.
What's your favorite show of all time that's over, that's no longer on TV?
it may be The Sopranos. I mean, HBO's done a lot of good shows. I mean, The Wire
Yeah, you
was
love
great.
The Wire. I'm not a big fan of The Wire.
But
But everyone loves The Wire.
yeah, you should watch it.
I watched the first 4 seasons
Yeah.
with you.
You
Like, addictively.
We were fucking roommates and
Yeah.
spooning and being like, oh, look at McNulty here.
Sitting up until 4 in the morning watching repeats of The Wire. But yeah, I have to finish it. It wasn't as good as The Sopranos.
It's different. It's because
I don't think I like that it skipped every season. Like, you had one season was based on, like, the gangs. And then one season was based on the schools.
the docs
And then the
yeah.
docs. Like, I kind
the
of
newspapers.
The Sopranos, it was the family. It was this. It was, you knew it was.
Well, I think what it was is like you had like your main characters in The Wire, but there wasn't like a Tony Soprano and a world that revolved around
Right.
him. That's
You
what
love
was-
Deadwood too, right?
Oh, Deadwood, yeah.
I
Deadwood's
dug
another great one.
dug Deadwood, but not as much as the other one.
Ian McShane in there who played Al Swearingen.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the best like performances. It's like, HBO's put like probably has the best stuff. You know, actually hands down has the best TV. I can't get into like
think
network
I would-
shows.
No,
I don't really give them like maybe the credit they're due. But
it's too hard for you now. Now that you've seen Game of Thrones, like you've seen like the
oh, yeah,
HBO,
you, can see
you can't go
titties.
back.
They say fuck. People get shot in the head. You know, like that's
It's hard to go back to watching
Yeah.
like Days of Our Lives when you've seen that.
Well, no, like or
Who's seen Days of Our Lives?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I probably could with my schedule, but yeah, but I think
Do you like other old shows you like? Because I love the
All in the
Twilight
Family?
Zone.
All in the
I love
Family.
All in the Family.
holds up. It's like that show you can't do anymore. Like
Oh, no, you
calling like them spades and like fags and
No,
like
you can't.
I mean, Archie Bunker was like probably the best comedic character ever on TV.
He was very funny, but
Yeah.
no, you couldn't have a show like that. Like Al Bundy was close.
Yeah,
close.
and I get kind of crucified for this, but I'm not a huge Married with Children fan.
Really?
Not, I mean, I watched it, but I always, I mean, The Simpsons was really big for me when I was a kid.
I
'Cause-
loved Married with Children. You kidding me? She was so hot.
Yeah, Kelly
and
Bundy
he
was
was so
kick-ass.
funny. And Peggy was kind of
No,
hot
it
as a
was
kid.
good. I mean, but people love that show, and I'm like,
I kind of liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Grandmaster B, his kid, when he got older, he called himself Grandmaster B, and every time Al like would fuck up the name, he'd be like Grandmaster D or Shitmaster, whatever. It was a very funny show.
Yeah.
It trailed at the end. They had gotten to the later seasons, and they introduced a kid named Seven, and then I didn't watch the show really anymore.
I mean, Seinfeld holds up. I mean, that's like
Seinfeld might be the best sitcom of all time.
every single time. Even if I've seen it 50 times, I watch the whole entire episode. And then there's like parts you remember that you like love, like the marine biologist when George pulls the golf ball out.
Oh, is that a title list? Is that a title list?
I mean, like that.
I
is
looked
the-
into the great whale, mammal, whatever.
like that one little story. There's like 3 other really great stories that I love. There's like 3 different subplots. Like
so good.
There's no like main plot in that show. It's just like
No,
subplots.
it's a show about nothing.
Exactly, and that's why I watch that every single time it's on.
Like, what do you do? Like shows like I Love Lucy and like The Honeymooners. How do you compare like those? Like, do you like those? Like them? What I mean?
I mean, I laugh. Like I could watch like the Honeymoon is actually hysterical still. I mean, I Love Lucy. They replay it sometimes Saturday, Sundays, and for what it is at that time, it's very funny, but it doesn't hold up. I mean, they didn't make dick and fucking queef jokes in like the 1950s. So I'm sorry, dick in queef. That's a Freudian slip there. Maybe.
I can watch the Twilight Zone. Like literally, if I was on a desert island, you have one show. I would have to like fight my own self to decide between Twilight Zone or The Sopranos. I love the Twilight Zone so much.
Never really got into that.
Oh my god, it may be the best show. I don't know. It's hard to. It's so good.
I like. I like shows from that time, like those kind of like trademark shows of like the 60s or 50s, because
Right.
it kind of shows like what life was like back then, and what was passe and what was, because it was still like blacks couldn't vote when those shows were on, and like it was before Vietnam and all that stuff, like, so it kind of holds that time in like a capsule.
It is amazing.
When people wore suits to Dodger Stadium,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's classy.
Yeah.
Now, like, people are getting their heads stomped into the parking lot. It's just a different time.
It's a different time. I remember as a young kid, I used to wait till everyone fell asleep. We had this like 13-inch black and white knob TV. They had the thing, you had to tune the tunes and everything. It was like a little knobby, and you had to get the knob just right to get the channel to work. And only like 2 channels really worked anyways. But everyone would fall asleep. And I'd run downstairs and grab that little tiny TV from the kitchen and run upstairs and plug it in and watch the Twilight Zone like midnight. And I'd watch like Welcome Back Kotter and Chico and the Man and all these old.
So what, this old TV, like a magic TV that like just had shows from the 70s?
No, it was like, you know, I was a young kid. It was the 80s. So, I mean, there was a lot of reruns from like the Twilight Zone and all those shows were on. And I used to sit up all night, like till like 5 in the morning when I knew my dad was going to get up, run back downstairs, put the TV in, and then sleep for like 2 hours and go to school. Like, I've loved TV, like those kind of shows. I love shows since I was, as long as I can remember.
I was in a cartoon. I mean, I was pretty immature up until
I hated
the time.
cartoons.
Really? Like,
if it wasn't like G.I. Joe, He-Man, Mask, like shows like action heroes, superhero stuff, I freaking hated it. Sesame Street, my mom says I didn't like. Like, I didn't like these, like, those kind of, like, stupid shows.
Yeah, I mean, I always just kind of, you know, Disney Channel or, like, Nickelodeon. That was my shit, you know, like, Wild and Crazy Kids.
Did you
Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Well, of course. Who didn't watch Legends of the Hidden Temples? Guts, of course. You made what was that great comment you made on our Facebook page, which you all should be on, the Bad Takeout
Stop pointing.
Facebook page. I'm pointing at you, Kevin. Get on it and like it. What did you say about Guts? You had a dream? It was hysterical. I laughed my ass off.
Oh, yeah. You know, I think I, like, killed Mike O'Malley and, I don't know.
Married Mo,
and she left me for Omar Gooding.
Oh, God, did I love Guts. That was a good program. And Legends, like you said, what's it called? Legends of the Hidden Temple?
Actually, that show kind of sucked.
Omeg? When they ran through, stop it. That show was wonderful.
Like Nick Arcade and all that
Stop it. What was the show? There was like a video game show.
In Nick Arcade.
Is that what it was called?
And
you put the thing on
ghetto. Yeah. I mean, I guess in like 93 it kind of held up.
Do you remember the MTV show, Remote Control?
Colin Quinn.
And Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah, it's like, you know, but I don't think they were like that. I mean, look, I was like 12 or 13 years old, you know, like I didn't know about, I guess, I don't know, what were like the big shows of the 80s? Like
Dallas was still on. Knots Landing, Dynasty.
Yeah.
Those were like all the. I'm trying to think of what I remember.
I mean, what was it?
Night Court. That was a great show
Bull,
with
right?
Bull. I fucking love that show.
And Harry Anderson, or is that
Yeah, Harry Anderson.
Jesus, this is the Herb TV.
I don't care.
Episode.
This is what happens when there's a slow news week.
Yeah, that's slow. Well, yeah, not so much. But yeah, no, it's I mean I remember
everything's settled now. They're back to business.
I know. I want more. Like I want more. Like not like, you know.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
No. That that is completely wrong.
That's nice. That's nice.
It's not how I mean that. You know, but that was a exhilarating kind of.
No, it was cool, but it
wasn't cool.
No, it was. I mean, the cool getting him, all the like the FBI chasing him and like that. I kind of dug.
Manhunts, man. Yeah, it's fucking sexy TV. You know, like when you're investing.
I'm very sad all the stuff that led up to it. Of
course,
but I'm glad we got the son of a bitch.
Yeah.
They said today, back to news, lay off the TV for a minute. They did say they're going to try him as a civilian and not as an enemy combative.
So what does that mean?
If they tried him as an enemy, like there was the whole thing about the Miranda rights.
Right, they didn't read him the Miranda rights.
Because if they charge him as an enemy combative, you don't got to read him as Miranda. He's like a fucking terrorist. You don't get to answer.
Oh, so now some civil liberties, these guys who like try to.
No, he'll go to civilian court. He's gonna get like the death penalty, dude. He's gonna get this kid if he does go to trial, survives his hospital. I'm pretty sure he's not gonna.
Did you hear his asshole dad? It was like they were set up like they're beautiful angel boys. Like they would never do anything like that.
Did you hear the stupid broad aunt was like, I'm a lawyer and the photos are doctored. The photos are doctored. The only one that had any sense was the uncle who was like, these are pieces of shit. I love America.
Yeah.
I love being here. I hope they apologize. I hope you get them. I'll tell you anything. He was the only one with any sense.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
he waited till they got caught to say things like, you know, they're probably going to be okay. I wish they forgiveness and I'll help them recover. But he waited till they were caught. Until then he was like, fuck them. Fuck them all.
It's like, look, I don't know those guys so well.
We don't talk to that family.
Yeah, I haven't seen them at Thanksgiving, ruined Thanksgiving.
I don't think they celebrate. They're from Chechnya. I don't think they.
Yeah, probably not. Well, actually,
he liked America, so maybe he does.
Not an asshole. Anyway, asshole period to be continued. But yeah, look, you can't do shit these days. Like, you can't get away with any of that stuff for more than 3 or 4 days. In this country with all the cameras, how it gets eaten
that's
up by the
guaranteed.
media.
What got them caught? It was the FBI putting those 2 photos, those big photos, and those videos of them on everyone to see, and all the media.
And they're just chilling in Boston. Like, they're not on the lam. They're not heading for a border.
If there had not been cameras, they would have never. No one would have known.
Crazy.
They said the one little shit was at a party.
Really?
Yeah, I read that he was at a party the next couple nights. The next night, or that night, he might have gone to a college party or something. And everything, he was chilling. It was the photos. They knew they was up. The jig was up when everyone and their mother saw that picture and were like, "Wow, that's a good photo. I know who that is." And no one's gonna keep their mouth shut. At that point.
So I guess someone was like, "Oh, those are the blah 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 brothers."
I'm sure 1 million people.
Right.
1 million people. Those pictures were so clear that, if let's say you happen to know these 2 assholes, you really gonna not say anything? Of course,
no, I would. Of course, I probably would.
Believe me, if I see that picture of your ugly mug on TV, I'm calling anyone.
Yeah.
I'm ranting you out in 2 seconds.
So I couldn't hide in your closet.
I would let you hide here, and while I'm telling you to stay here, I'm on the other line.
Yeah.
He's here. I'm gonna keep him here. Come and get him. My name is Jeremy. I want a reward. He's here. Fuck him.
Jesus.
I would throw you under the bus if you did something like that. I would kill you myself, and then I would cut off your head and walk up to like a camera and be like, "I got him.
Yeah.
Got him, America."
You'd be like Letterman,
Oh yeah, I got him, America, and just drop your head, turn around, walk away as a hero.
Yeah.
Done.
Drop the mic like
Don't
Eddie
ever
Murphy.
don't ever do something stupid.
No, come on. I don't have that in there.
You're a good boy.
I am. All I do is fucking not
Talk
use
shit.
Yeah, I talk a lot of shit, and like just get angry at people on the road for driving 60 in the left-hand lane. That's all I do. Like my drive back today, it took me 3.5 hours to get back from India. It's 100.
God.
It's 120 miles.
And today's Monday, so was everyone coming back today? Was it trafficy?
No, they're just dumbass. Honestly, there was a car on the side of the road with its hazards on, and 4 young kids on the side. A half hour of traffic for that. Then nothing happened. But
That's always blown my. I don't get that. What
it's
is that?
rubbernecking. It's people. Honestly, there was another accident, and there was a fire truck in the left-hand lane, and this girl stops to look, and I'm behind her, and I start beeping my horn, and I don't give a shit. There's cops all over the place on a fire truck, and I'm like, fucking go, move, it's not about you.
Were you yelling a lot on the way home?
A little bit.
Be honest.
Well, no, I mean,
Tell the truth.
I wasn't really in much of a rush to get back. I mean,
But were you yelling?
I was a little heated a couple times on the drive back. Just people not appreciating or not respecting the laws of the road. Left-hand lane is for me to go 80 if I want to. Don't do this under the speed limit in that lane because it's dangerous for everybody, especially him or her while she's texting.
I understand. You have a lot of. But I have a feeling that you have a lot of rules of the road that no one knows but you.
No, bullshit.
So you feel you stick to
Yeah, absolutely.
I've just been in the car with you enough times to know that you're kind of a douche.
I can't. No, I definitely have a couple of douchey moments.
I've been in the car with Nicole one time where I was literally I'm chasing this guy on the freeway, chasing him. I'm literally trying to get in front of him, and if I can't, I'm gonna slam my brakes. And Nicole's like, "If you don't stop,
girls
I'm gonna punch you." Whatever. This guy cut me off, and I wanted to get in front of him, and then we kind of chased each other down the 101 for a good 5 exits until she yelled at me, and then I felt bad. And then I stopped.
Yeah, I don't think I ever chased anyone on the freeway.
I chased him.
I won't talk. I'm just.
I'll do. I chased him. At one point I got in front of him, slammed on my brakes. He skidded. His car's smoked. Got next to me, got in front of me, slammed on his brakes, and we did this from, I would say, the 101, kind of in Encino, all the way up into North Hollywood.
Oh wow, that's beef.
Yeah, it was. He slammed.
Was she screaming at you?
No. She was keeping quiet because she know I can be kind of a dick, so she kept quiet. But then when she knew it was getting a little too dangerous, when I wasn't joking anymore, she was like, "If you don't pull over or you don't stop, I'm going to hit you." And I was like,
"How does she drive though?"
Oh, she's a bitch.
Yeah, she's a terrible driver,
She's
right?
admitted that she yells and screams, and I've been with her now for almost 4 years. I can count how many times we've driven together. She's driven, and I've been in the car with her on one hand, and we've been together for 4 years, and that's not a bullshit statistic. Yeah. We have only driven in the car together 3 or 4 times. I don't let her drive. I just don't. But I know she drives like an asshole.
Yeah, it's scary, and especially when you because you always look over at the car.
I've been behind her, like driving the car, and she doesn't know I'm behind her. Like I'll follow her, like I'm leaving, we're both leaving for work at the same time, and she pulls out, and she doesn't know I'm behind her. She drives like a fucking lunatic. Like I feel bad.
No blinker.
4 years with her, and I tell her every time I have an opportunity to say, I'm like, drive safe, please. Like every time we text on the way home, drive safe, please, because I know she's screaming. She turns the music up really loud, listening to her shitty punk music like really loud.
Fuck you.
Yeah, and she's dancing in the car. I've had to move her car a handful of times to get in the car. It is just blaring shitty punk music. Ugh. She drives like a shitty Neon too. So the speakers are really poor. She's gonna listen to this and fucking hate me.
Yeah, she's gonna kick you in the balls. You're like, what was that for?
Whatever. I love her. I just don't like her car.
That's okay.
Or her driving.
Or her driving skills.
I love her to death, though.
Sure. She's a good egg.
I love my mom. She drives like shit.
Yeah. It's
my sisters wreck like 2 cars. The women in my life usually drive like shit, except for Grandma Alice. Wow. Now that bitch, she taught us all how to drive. Grandma Alice. God rest, she can't have her car anymore. They took it away from her. But bitch can drive. Always could.
Yeah, just like making moves.
She was the one that taught me how to drive. She was what? I don't know, maybe 60, 70, or maybe 70 at the time, almost 80. Taught a little 16-year-old Jeremy piece of shit how to drive a car, and she was good.
Caddy?
She had at that time, no, my grandpa had caddies. She had a Toyota Camry at that point.
Okay.
But my mother wouldn't drive with me. My dad, I accidentally put the car into park once when the car was still moving. And that was the end of driving with my father. He never let me drive the car again. My mother was too terrified. Grandma Alice didn't give a shit.
Yeah, my mom.
She gave me the keys, let me listen to like any music I wanted to as long as I drove safe, and she taught us how to drive.
Because when you're like 12 or 13, like, you know, driving is the shit. You know,
yeah.
Like there's nothing.
12 or 13? Where were you? What are you talking about?
My mom would like take me to like a big ass parking lot and let me drive around with her.
At 12, 13 years old.
I had 2 older brothers who were just raising havoc. She's like, she's like, fine, you want to do that? Fine. Just like, don't, you know.
Don't do drugs. Don't drink. You're fine. Just drive the car.
No, it's not, you know, it's just, I mean, I was like, hey, mom, can I drive? She's like, oh, fine. You know, and then
really?
Like 10, 15 minutes at a clip, and like big, long roads, she'd get out and she'd let me drive.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Got to teach him young, man.
I don't think I ever did that.
And my dad, when I was like 14, 15, just about to get my license, I drove down about 2 miles down the road and got on a freeway, and he's like, all right, now we're not a freeway. Gee, I lived in California too long. A highway. And
right, okay,
like,
yeah.
He's like, all right, like this is like now you got to learn how to drive because you're on the freeway. I'm like, oh my God. But, you know, sure enough, I'm like the best driver I know. Thanks, Pops.
Yeah, but you're not the best driver.
But I'm a defensive driver. Like, I make moves like
that's not a defensive and aggressive driver. A defensive driver...
No, a defensive driver anticipates the next move of the car ahead of them. That's the...
No, you're an aggressive driver.
Yeah, because they're asshole drivers.
But that's not a defensive driver.
No, it's a defensive... skill.
It's not a defensive driver.
It is. It absolutely is.
It's not.
If I'm driving behind you and I'm coming up on a bunch of red taillights because everyone's stopping, but everybody's moving the lane next to me, I'm going to make a quick right into the next move to anticipate.
That's aggressive.
No, well, fine.
Not defensive.
I wear my seatbelt. I fucking, you know.
Smoking butts, listening to Pearl Jam.
Yeah. Got my New York sticker. Like, but I have a New York, like, you know, sticker on the back of my car, and I'm sure people are like, oh, okay. You know,
this asshole.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, let him go, Alice. You know.
I have a Howard Stern sticker and 2 Star Wars stickers.
Yeah, that's. Your
They're like,
stickers
let
volumes.
this fat geek come through.
Nerd alert.
Nerd alert.
Fly blaring Howard Stern. But that's, you know.
All right, kids. I think that's enough for one night.
Yeah, right. Let's recap.
It's, you know, you let it go for a few episodes, and we were doing good, and then you bring it back. It's a recap. It was a good show.
It was a good show, I guess.
Some laughs. No one cried this week, which was good.
You almost did. I saw it.
It can be rough sometimes.
Yeah. It's Monday, man.
All right, kids. Kevin, have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys next time. Listen to Bad Takeout.
Nice.
Nice ending, dick.